But I could take a cynical view and say you're optimizing for building your confidence and maybe sacrificing for the truth, because it's the objective. It becomes I want you to be confident so you can go sell, and you might achieve that, but maybe my concern becomes on like a philosophical level. If I'm actually not that good, and depending on what you're teaching, it may not matter, right? If I'm teaching jiu-jitsu to a bunch of people, maybe it's not a big deal. But if I'm teaching people how to maybe live their lives better or improve their lives or deal with significant problems, if I'm not as good as I think I am, I could be doing them a disservice. I could be hurting people. So that's kind of the cynical take on it, that what if I build my confidence falsely? Like, how would I know to stop? How would I know if my friends are bullshitting me? That type of thing.
Let me finish through the whole thing. The reason why I say it, because when I'm done with it, you'll be like, holy crap, this is pretty cool. And this is literally a system that I tell everybody else to do it before they come work with me. Because if you cannot make your first $1,000 from that particular system teaching you, you are not ready.
Okay.
Like that's a prerequisite. That's a prerequisite for before 20, right? And then, so let's say you got your 5 testimonial, and then the next step will be you go to Facebook groups, whatever skill level you are. You join that group, and then you read all the questions that people are asking. And if you pass the midnight test, then you know you can answer any question you want, right? And then let's say a scenario happened, you go in there, answer the question. At the end of the question, you're going to type like, hey, if you need more help, message me, then I can help you more personally, whatever. Let's say in a month, you did 10 messages. And out of 10 people who message you, you help them up, and then you say, hey, I have this another, let's say they message you, and then after 3 messages, you're like, oh, this is pretty cool. So like, hey, if you want this one-on-one thing, I have this side thing in which I can help you with X amount of dollars, right, at that point. And let's say out of 10, only 2 people take you, and they give you $200 per month. So you have 2 clients at that time. So you repeat the same thing. He's a complete stranger. And then they will give you the video testimonial. You have 5 video testimonials. Some people are like, hey, I don't know if I trust you. So that's where your video testimonials from your friends come in to help them convince, like, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about, right? So you do that for 6 months. So let's say $200 per month. That's $1,200. And then during that 6 months, all the different people that you are talking to, you will start to recognize the pattern of some similar questions people ask you. It's going to get to the point where you can literally open up your phone, because we're doing everything from your phone right now, and then copy and paste some of the responses that the people are going to ask you. It's going to get to the point because it's the same question everybody has. So if it gets to the point where you're answering the same questions, next logical step will be like, hey, create yourself an online course for those questions that specifically people are asking, need help for. How could that not help you build your confidence? And number 2, you're making your little side income.
Yeah. No, again, I like it, right? I like to play both sides just for it. But there's a scientific nature to it, where if you treat it as I think you're saying it should be treated, as testing. Well, I guess let me not assume that. Let me ask you: is it a straight line process where it's like, hey, if you follow it, you definitely get to the end? Or is it truly a tested process where at some point in those steps you went through, you might hit a step where you don't get people to respond, or you can't get the testimonials because you're just not that good, or whatever it is? Sure. You have to go back and get better at it, go study it more, go train it more, and then come back and try it again. Is it truly a test in that way?
It's the system that you follow. I just gave you an example. 10 people that you message, 2 will fire you. The numbers will differ. But it's going to get to the point when you continue to do this, it will work twofold. 1, you will start to gain this reputation on the groups. Like, this guy knows what he's talking about. And then once you get that reputation, then people are going to recommend you without even realizing, like, who the hell is this guy? Like, right? And then number 2 will be like, it's going to work. It's tested, because I've done this, not just one business, not just 2 businesses, now but it's 3, like so many different businesses. And I teach other people to do it, and they get the same result. So it's test the system. Sometimes it could take time.
Is it like a guarantee? Would you go that far to say like it works every single time?
It will work. It may take some time. It will work.
Well, if you stick with it.
Just like anything else. It's like riding a bicycle. It's like riding a bicycle. First time you ride a bike, you're going to fall. Everybody's going to fall. Some people just give up and then like, oh no. And then if you fall 4 or 5 times, and then you're fine.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, I mean, I get it from that perspective then, because then it's it's legitimate is what you're getting at. Like you got to put in the work. You can't bullshit it because the process won't work. You're either going to be forced to give up or you're going to be forced to get better and get it done the right way.
Right.
So in many ways, it's that grit, it's that persistence that really comes in key there.